An 8-year-old held a kitchen knife to my throat because I took his iPad away. I was house residing for the Millers while they vacationed in Italy for 2 weeks. They said Noah was easy. Just feed him dinner, get him to bed by 9 o'clock. They'd pay me $500. Noah seemed perfect when I arrived. He was glued to his iPad, obsessively tending his virtual garden in this Roblox game called Grow a Garden. The kid was seriously dedicated to digital farming. He had perfectly organized rows of vegetables, ripe tomatoes, orange carrots, green lettuce, and rare fruits. Noah explained the complex system with the seriousness of an actual farmer. Everything went fine for 5 days. Noah had a rigid routine. Wake up, check his garden, school, home, 10 crops, dinner, bed, like a tiny agricultural robot. The disaster happened on day 6 at lunch. I was making grilled cheese when I heard Noah making weird whimpering sounds from the living room. I thought he was hurt. I found him staring at his screen in horror. Some player called Prop Killer 2024 had broken into his garden and stole everything from his garden. This stranger was stealing Noah's divine candy blossom, mythical moon melon, and transcendent bone blossom, the goods. Noah started sobbing as his paradise got demolished in real time. I couldn't help myself. The situation looked ridiculous. This kid crying real tears over pixelated fruits like someone burned his actual farm. I started chuckling. Come on, buddy, it's just a game, I said, smiling. You can plant new stuff, maybe make an even better garden. That was when everything went sideways. Noah's face went from devastation to pure rage instantly. He screamed that I didn't understand. Those fruits were legendary and impossible to get again. The tantrum was epic. He threw his iPad across the room, knocked over his juice box, kicked the coffee table hard enough to move it, called me an idiot who didn't care about important things. You need a break from this game, I said, picking up his iPad from near the television. Let's calm down and talk rationally. The second I touched it, Noah went feral, bit my wrist hard enough to leave marks, then bolted to the kitchen while I shook off the pain. I followed with the iPad, planning to put it somewhere high until he cooled off. That's when I found Noah by the knife block, holding their biggest carving knife pointed at my chest. Give me my iPad or I'll stab you, he said calmly, like asking for water. Crop Killer is probably still ruining everything. The blade touched my shirt. This 8-year-old was serious about stabbing me over a farming game. My heart hammered as I raised my hands. Noah, let's put the knife down, I said quietly. He stepped closer, pressing the tip against my throat. I worked so hard on those strawberries. They were perfect, and you laughed like it was stupid. I felt cold metal against my skin. We stood in this insane standoff for 2 minutes. Finally, I said desperately, what if I help report Crop Killer to moderators? Maybe get your garden restored. His grip loosened as he considered this. I grabbed his wrist and twisted until he dropped the blade. Noah collapsed, crying like I was the villain. I actually helped him file a complaint about the griefer through the game's reporting system. We managed to get some of his crops restored by the moderators. When his parents called that evening, I considered telling them about the knife incident. But Noah seemed genuinely sorry and promised it would never happen again. He even apologized for biting me and said he understood games weren't worth hurting people over. The rest of the house sitting went smoothly. Noah actually showed me how to play Grow a Garden properly, explaining all the different crop types and growing strategies. By the time his parents returned from Italy, we'd built an even better virtual farm together. Noah was proud to show his mom and dad our collaborative garden project. Noah swore it would never happen again. He hugged me, said he was sorry, and even made me a pixelated thank you card in the game. I almost believed him until 2 weeks later. I got a text from Mrs. Miller. Their new sitter quit after Noah chased her with a steak knife for deleting his red lollipop. The cops were called. Guess some crops are worth more than promises. I blocked their number, uninstalled Grow a Garden, and donated my iPad. The lesson may close here, but its value carries on. Every idea is a tool, every insight, a stepping stone. Take this knowledge with you, apply it boldly, and let it shape not just what you know, but who you become.